Jimmy, here we
Hi.
are,
What's up, my friend?
our first video podcast.
I love it. And
This
our
is,
last podcast of the year.
I know, this is awesome, man. It's so cool. Check this out. They have virtual backgrounds. Look, I'm in the forest. Jim, I'm in the forest.
Okay.
Oh, no, check it out. Oh, I'm swimming, Jim.
Why don't we just get started? All right, here we are. We're back.
Hey, we're back. It's, yeah, the last one of the year, brother. This was fun. We've
It's
done a full
December.
circle. We've been here for 1 year.
Yeah. The
Um,
very first one we did, we were talking about holiday stuff.
yeah, the first one we did was something new, and now the first one, the 13th one we're doing is something new with video. We're gonna do this what, like once every 2 or 3
Who
months?
knows? We'll see how it goes. Maybe it's our new format.
Maybe it's our new format, but I like hanging out with you in your studio. Your studio looks
Yeah.
so warm. You got yellow warm light.
Yeah,
So
it's cozy in here, man. We'll have to have some guests come in again for
yeah,
sure. But yeah. So how you been doing?
I've been doing great. I've been doing great. It's my favorite time of the year. My two daughters come home. We don't do anything. I think I talked about that last time. So I'm just in hog heaven. I've been sick for a week, but I'm feeling better and I'm ready to head back to jujitsu because I've been eating like a pig sitting on the couch. So
I understand. I understand.
yeah. How about you?
Yeah, it's
Family?
been good. Everybody's good. Going to go see family coming up. It's Sunday today. We leave Wednesday, heading up to Ohio, visit family. Finished up the school year, the school semester.
Yeah.
It's been good. So yeah. Anyways, Ohio, we're Ohio bound. I was hoping to catch some snow because I don't love snow in winter, but I do at like the holidays. It kind of like it's the vibe you're looking for, right? It's
Yeah. A
what it's
little
all
bit.
about. But it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. So, but that's
I know
okay.
about Nashville where we live. It's you usually get one or two and then it
Yeah.
goes away. Right. I mean, you might get snow one day and be
Yeah.
65 the next day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's pretty nice.
Well, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. But hey, so we've done a whole year
Oh,
of episodes
can I
talking.
stop you there once? There's one thing
Stop
I
me.
wanted to mention. I forgot to tell you about this earlier. I wanted to mention that a few days ago in our area we had some really terrible tornadoes in Clarksville and
Yeah.
what North Nashville.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly.
it destroyed a bunch of stuff. So if you guys weren't aware of that, maybe look up some stuff if you want to give. My wife tried to send me some information. I don't know if I can even. Uh, yeah, I don't know. There's nah.
You'll
Just
find it.
just keep them in your thoughts and prayers and find some stuff if you want to help. They could probably use it. Man, I know in Clarksville they didn't have notice. There's video out there. You might have seen it.
Yeah.
A really popular video of this poor guy in his car. He had a dash cam and
Yeah.
he's driving right into a tornado.
Yeah.
And he turns around and goes the other way. It looks like he gets out safely,
Yeah.
but his car was totaled. And you hear a lot of people, I see a lot of comments where they're like, why you're stupid, you're chasing. That's not what happened. I mean, these
Yeah.
people were literally on the street, no notices. There's a tornado. So
Yeah.
it was devastating. I think 6 people were killed, I believe.
Yeah. That's including a child,
Yeah,
like a
prayers,
2-year-old.
thoughts.
Just
They could use
horrible.
anything,
Yeah.
money, help. So anyway, sorry.
No, when that storm blew in, we got all the alerts and everything. And to be honest with you, when I initially turned on the television to kind of see what was going on, they were like warning Fairview, our
Yeah,
town. They were like, Fairview,
oh, yeah,
take cover. And of course, we wound up being fine, but it was devastating for some communities not too far from
yeah.
here. So yeah,
Scary.
stuff.
My girls were all in Franklin. I said, "You guys need to get home." They're
Hmm.
fine. We're coming home, and they
Yeah,
just opened the door, and all the phones start going off.
yeah.
Because it
One
just
of the dumbest comments that I saw, there's never an end to the number of terrible comments that could go on social
yeah,
media. But somebody posted something about the tornadoes and the devastation, and then people are commenting like, "Why do these people choose to continue to live where these things happen?" And it's like, what? Like, where are you going to live where you're not going to have the
right
risk of something
on the
natural
coast.
disaster? I mean, it's not like Tennessee definitely doesn't feel like I'm living in the fear of death all the time. It's just these
No,
times you get bad storms.
Tennessee is one of the mildest places. I mean, we don't have
Yeah.
hurricanes, we don't
No.
have avalanches, we don't have
Yep.
Bigfoot. We might
We
have,
have tornadoes, but hey, we had tornadoes when I grew up in Ohio.
we don't have many compared to the Midwest. The Midwest has them way worse.
Way more than us. So anyway, yeah, but
What are we
hearts
talking about today besides tornadoes?
besides tornadoes, well, I figured that we would do a little bit of our favorite things, where when the dog bites, when the bee stings, man. We're gonna do some favorite things from 2023. We're
Nice.
gonna be talking about what stands out to us throughout the past year of our journey and maybe throw some recommendations to our listeners and see if they might want to follow up on some of these things too. So, what do you think?
That sounds awesome. Let's do it.
Let's go. But before we get started with that, I think for one last time in 2023, we need to roll out our most long running segment,
It really is.
the best segment of 2023.
Yes.
With it needs absolutely no introduction. It's time for
Titillating
Tidbites.
Got
Do
a
it.
tidbite today for us?
I do. As a matter of fact, what I figured, and now that we're winding down and the new year's upon us, or about to be upon us, that we might
Right.
look and see throughout this 2023, what are some of the things that happened for the first time? I found a couple of things through a New York Times article, and I thought some of these things were pretty interesting.
Okay.
Without further ado, some of the things that happened for the first time. First of all, are you familiar with geology at all?
Oh, not at all. There's
What about
rocks.
like when you were in grade school, did you learn about the layers of the earth?
Yeah, probably.
You got like the crust on the
Yeah, there's
top
crust,
and
inner
then the
crust,
right
magma,
mantle.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like the outer core, inner core, stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, all that.
Well, apparently, for the first time ever, scientists this year were able to extract rocks from the Earth's mantle. And I just, for some reason, think that's interesting. So
Huh.
it says that back in yeah, it says after an unsuccessful attempt dating back to 1961, researchers drilled into the Earth's mantle in May, retrieving sample after sample of the coveted dense rock for the first time. Anyway, I thought that was
Is it
interesting.
is it deeper than we've ever been before? Is that what this is?
Deeper than we've ever been before. Yeah, scientists
Um,
deployed an ocean drilling vessel to a spot where the mantle has been pushed up closer to the ocean floor because of the
okay.
tectonic activity, an area known as MOHO in the mid
Were the
Atlantic.
rocks like cool or magic?
I'm going to have to. It says the samples are giving geologists a more pristine look at what exactly lies under the Earth's crust. I don't see. I think I could click on more, but if you know what, I'll check that out later. For this,
Yeah.
what we have today, I just
Bring it
thought
back to us. That
interesting.
sounds cool. Yeah, we
Yeah.
got new rocks like never before.
How about this? There's a man who was paralyzed and is now walking again using his thoughts. Want to hear more about that?
Yeah, yeah.
It's fascinating. It says with the aid of brain and spinal implants,
The old implants,
spinal implants, and implants as well.
right?
There's a man with paralysis was able to walk again more than a decade after his injury by using his thoughts, according to a study published in May in the Journal of Nature. The implants, which use artificial intelligence, which we talked about AI in our very first episode with
Hmm.
ChatGPT,
Yeah.
but the implants with the use of artificial intelligence decode electrical signals in his brain and
Yeah.
sent messages to his muscles, allowing him to stand and walk with the aid of a walker. I think that's incredible.
Yeah. So like 5 years ago, probably no longer, 6, 7 years ago, I went to a engineering conference. So this was almost a decade ago.
Yeah.
I first saw Microsoft was developing this thing that goes on your head. You kind of
Yeah.
wear it, and it reads your brain waves,
Okay.
and you train. You basically, it doesn't know what you're thinking until you
Yeah.
tell it what you're thinking. So if I want to think the word right,
Yeah.
I think right, and I have it record the brain, so it knows that brainwave pattern is the word right. So it actually makes sense. So what a person could do, completely paralyzed with this thing, they could control their scooter or whatever, basically by thinking. So it's just it trains it, which it sounds like magic, but when you think about it, I mean, I guess every thought produces a unique brainwave,
Yeah.
and so you just train the computer. This is
To
what I'm
identify the
thinking.
brainwave patterns and then connect
Yeah.
it to like a translation
Yeah,
code.
here's right, here's forward, here's back,
Yeah.
here's stop. So
Wow.
really cool.
That's really interesting.
But I hadn't heard anything else about it until you just mentioned it again. So it's been a
Artificial
while.
intelligence is everywhere. There's another thing for the first time. I guess artificial intelligence helped decipher text from an ancient Roman scroll. They were able to use the technology in order to decode a word porphyrios, which was
Hmm,
purple, I guess.
purple.
And anyways, there's
Yes,
hundreds of these scrolls buried, and the AI was able to help decode. So I don't know. I just think this artificial intelligence world we're living in seems to pop up all over the place these
it
days.
is. It is. And now we got
Um,
quantum computing, which is way stronger than AI. So we got the next thing coming already. We'll be talking
it's
about that next year
the quantum computers look. Yeah, let's talk about that soon because that looks
because
fascinating.
yeah, that makes AI look like a baby. So
Yes.
that's just creepy.
Anything quantum. Quantum is
We're
incredible.
moving too fast, people.
Moving too fast.
I want to
Well,
go
there you go.
backtrack.
There's my titillating tidbites of 2023. So good.
Yeah, man. I'm ready to get an abacus and just go back to that's my computing,
Yeah.
not even a Texas Instruments. So, all
All
right,
right.
so we're doing what? Best, worst,
Best
fun things
worst. Yeah.
2023.
I think we should dive in. What are some things that stand out? If you want to jump in,
Sure.
let's
I'm just gonna throw out a bunch of goofy stuff. I mean, for
tell
me,
me.
I'm gonna say my three favorite new musicians of 2023. I listen to a lot of music. It's mostly Americana, bluegrass type stuff. So I don't know how this is gonna affect everybody. But I think some of these guys, or at least two of these guys, are they're kind of mainstream now, at least more mainstream than what I listen to. But Zach Bryan,
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard of Zach Bryan.
Absolutely.
And
Yep.
I mean, but I think it was just this year was the first time I heard of him.
Yeah.
And from the year until now, I mean, now he's almost like old news,
Yeah.
old
Yeah.
hat. But I mean, he hasn't been around too long. I guess he was a Navy
Yep.
kid and just
Yep.
burst on the scene and really good. Benjamin Dakota Rogers.
Okay. I
You
don't
never
know
heard of
that.
Benjamin Dakota Rogers? He's got
Okay.
the most unique voice. He's a great songwriter. Wes, our mutual friend, turned me on to him. He's
Nice.
very, man, very, very bluegrass. Maybe I
Can
can
you
play a
say his
little.
name? What's his name?
Benjamin
Dakota
Dakota Rogers.
Rogers. Okay.
Yep. I'll play a little tidbit, a tiny tidbit of it on the video here.
Okay. Sweet.
Swoops like a swallow when she's dancing in the barn with her head up in the rafters.
And then finally, you may have heard me talk about it. This last guy, maybe just the last quarter of the year, has blown up in my uh, um,
Opinion.
psyche or whatever. Listened to, I was like, "Who is that?" And I sent him to the girls, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we know all about him." And then I started listening to him more, and
Yeah.
I just love this dude. It's Noah Khan.
Noah Khan. I've heard of him.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and he's just man, he's every one of his songs is just amazing.
Yeah.
So those are my three favorite. How about you? Did you have any new musicians you've discovered this year that you love?
Well, it's not so much discovered new, but very close friend of mine, Stephen Wilson Jr.,
Oh
an
yeah,
up and coming songwriter musician out of Nashville. I've been friends with him for years, but he dropped his very first full length 22 song record this year. It's been climbing the charts. Rolling Stone picked it as the 13th best country record to come out in
yeah, it's great.
2023. And it's not really country. That's the thing. It sort of falls in this like country rock, all
Yeah,
Americana style. But anyway, Stephen Wilson
definitely
Jr.
American.
The record was called Son of Dad. It's got 22, in my opinion, perfect songs on it.
Yeah,
So for me, 2023, so I've spent a lot of time listening to his stuff and loving on it.
we'll
So
post we'll post a link in the description of the
yeah,
video
without a doubt.
too.
I was lucky enough I got to be in a couple of his music videos in the past couple last year. He has a music
Nice.
video on YouTube called Holler. And I at the end of it, I'm in a church scene where I like play this like I don't know, this church guy that winds up throwing some kid out because
Yeah,
he murdered someone. But anyway, lots of fun. Go Stephen Wilson Jr. That's my music tidbite of
yeah, it's
2023.
good. 1983, is that his big song? Or it was
1994.
94.
It's one of
I'm
those.
translating it into he's younger than I am, so
Yeah, 94 was
in
the
my
song.
world it's 83.
Year to be young, 1994. Hey, let's switch over. Let's talk a minute. You and I have spent a lot of time over the past year talking about television shows.
Mhm.
You got any in mind that you watched? It doesn't necessarily have to have come out in 23, but something that you watched in 23 that stood out to you?
Well, I mean, of course, The Last of Us, I think that was 23.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
was definitely a big, interesting one.
Yeah, that was a
I,
great show.
I liked it. It was fun. I went and saw Napoleon. I told you about that.
You
Uh,
did not tell me you went and
I
saw it.
told you I wanted to, and then
Yes.
the
Yeah.
wife and I went. I
Yeah.
liked it. I got back and read the reviews. I guess it's not historically accurate. I didn't know much about him anyway, except
Yeah.
he's
But
three
you liked the
flavors
movie.
of ice cream.
Yeah.
Huh?
You liked it though.
I liked it. It was enjoyable. I mean, it's Ridley Scott. I love Ridley
Yeah.
Scott. Who doesn't love Ridley Scott?
Right.
And it was 2.5 hours diversion for a little bit. It was fun.
Sure.
There's
Without
seven
that.
people in the
Yeah.
theater with me and my wife,
Yeah.
and we got those big old seats at the place we go. So
Yep.
we never go to movies together. So it was fun, just the event. But the movie,
Totally.
I feel like what's his name? River Phoenix. It's not River Phoenix. It's that
Oh, you're talking about Joaquin.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Mhm.
I felt like he was struggling with Napoleon. Like it was, He was confident one second, he was not the next. And then I found out when I came back that he'd actually even told Ridley that he was very confused on how to play the part.
Really?
So yeah, he normally gives a great, and he still gave an entertaining performance,
Yeah.
but it was a little bit disheveled or whatever. But
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
then a show I just watched the other day, which was season 2. I was going to mention the show, but I guess it came out in 2022. But
Okay.
that's Reacher.
Reacher.
Love
Yeah. Yeah.
Reacher, and it just came
Yeah.
out a couple days ago, season 2. Have you watched Reacher?
Nah, I have not.
Oh my gosh, it's good. It's a good
I
show.
think I saw there was a movie with Tom Cruise, right?
Not that one. No.
Yeah, no, no, this is
Oh
different.
yeah.
Different.
This is yeah. Well, I guess I haven't read the books, but
Yeah.
supposedly Reacher in the books is a very large man,
Yeah.
very tough guy, and so
Sure.
everyone's complaining when Tom Cruise did it. Although
Yeah.
he's entertaining, he did a good job. Those are
Yeah.
fun movies. But the dude that plays it
Yeah.
on Prime, he's a monster. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've seen him, but
No, I have not.
he is a giant of a man. I don't know how you make a man that big.
Yeah.
You'll know it. I mean, when you watch, you'll understand what I'm saying. Like he's just
Gotcha.
huge.
Okay.
Um, and he plays the part really good. So entertaining. And so season 2 just started. So that's me. How about you?
For me, TV shows, I did love The Last of Us. Thought it was phenomenal.
Mhm.
I loved. There were three kind of that stood out to me that, and I kind of mentioned them earlier this year. But I really loved Ted Lasso. I didn't necessarily love how it ended, but as a show, it makes my top three. I was a huge fan of a show called oh my goodness, this is the problem with doing a live recording. I don't have my notes in front of us.
All right.
Ted Lasso. Oh, The Bear off of Hulu. We mentioned
Oh
it.
yeah.
I'm a huge fan of The Bear. I thought it was outstanding. I cannot wait for that to continue and for us to follow the journey further into that world. And then number one for me, and it just cleaned up on Golden Globe nominations, is Succession, which we had talked about. There's like no one to cheer for, so it probably wouldn't be your thing. But I thought Succession was one of those shows that was perfect, and they ended it, and the ending was perfect, and I have no complaints. And I think all of the nominations are deserving, and so Succession for me was right up there at number one.
The fact that they end a show nowadays is a good
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, without a
It's supposed
doubt.
to be done. Let's just be finished.
Yeah, I was a big fan.
I need to
So
watch The Bear. I've seen that gets such high ratings from everybody.
yeah,
It's
it's
insane. And I think you've told me to watch it. And
it's big feels, man. I'm a feeling type guy, and it's one of those shows that I like. The episodes are short, so it's like you're spending 30 minutes at an episode.
yeah,
So they're easy to digest, and they're always packed with a lot of emotion and like the good feels, and I just like that. So, but it's also gritty. I mean, it has a lot of heavy stuff too,
sure.
but I love what the characters are. And what you said, you want people to cheer for. I feel The Bear gives you that, and I
Nice.
really, you wind up cheering for these people, and
Nice.
especially characters that maybe at the beginning seemed kind of I don't know, empty-headed or dumb.
Right.
And where you watch, you realize they're not. Like there's a lot going on, and they're deeper than you think. And I like peeling
Nice.
back those layers. It's good.
Nice.
So
Two
good
movies
show,
I didn't
man.
see this year, but I wanted to, and I probably will, is Oppenheimer. I think that'll be an amazing movie. I heard it's great. I'm sure I'll love it.
Just
I
watched it.
love I love uh whatever Sealy. What is his name?
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian. Yeah, of course, because I love.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw it. We just rented it. It was good. It was
Was
very
it
good.
good?
It was well done. It was long. It's like 3 hours, but filled with great performances and a very interesting story, without a doubt.
I love him on Peaky Blinders. Everything he does is good. John Wick 4. I'm not a sequel guy,
Yeah,
and I think I made it halfway through 2. I didn't watch 3.
yeah,
My wife did,
yeah,
but from what I hear, everyone loves John Wick 4, which
yeah.
blows my mind. So
I saw it. I see
is it
everything.
good?
I liked it. I mean, it's just 2 hours of just
The
shooting.
same stuff. Yeah,
It's not the most deep storyline, but I
you're not
like
gonna
it.
learn anything.
It's fun. It's fun.
Cool.
Um,
I'm gonna do a nerd moment. Oh, do you have something?
no, go for it, man. Nerd out.
I'm gonna do a nerd moment. Let's do video games. Let's go with video games. Just
Yeah, yeah.
not that I'm a huge video game
Hmm.
guy, but you know, so our buddy Josh, who was on one of our podcasts the other day or a few months ago,
Yep. Yep.
turned me on to a game called Inscription. It's
Okay.
on the computer, and
Yep.
I love it because it's like a card game, but it feels like it's an escape game. Basically, you're
Okay.
sitting at a table. There's a really bad guy across from you,
Okay.
and so I thought that was interesting because I love escape games. I really
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
and I feel like you get that feeling like he's gonna kill you if you don't get
Yeah.
out. So
Yeah.
it's a fun game. How about you? Do you do anything like that?
Man, I love video games. My son wishes I played more. I'd like to. I Most of the games that I've played this year weren't like new, and my son had a game called Days Gone
Oh
that was
yeah.
really cool. It was
Yeah.
like you played like this motorcycle guy, and it's sort of a zombie world, and
Yeah.
very cool,
Yeah.
very cool graphics, cool storyline, sort of a Last of Us type
Yeah.
feel.
Very much like Last of
Yeah,
Us.
Last of Us was another one my son played this year that I thought was awesome. I would come in and watch him play it. I thought this, I mean, that kind of brought us into the wanting to watch the HBO series is because the
Yeah.
game was so cool. Um, but then, just, some tried and true familiar favorites. Like I love Call of Duty. I love,
Mhm.
multiplayer and just jumping on. So, but nothing groundbreaking out of my end. What I'm really, 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 really wanting to try soon that I have not tried yet are those VR games like the Oculus,
Mhm.
where you're sitting there with the goggles on and the headphones. And have you had a chance to dive
Mhm.
into that world at all?
Yeah, I had them for a while. It was very fun. You
Yeah.
got to get used to it because I mean, day one I'm like puking. Like I'm like
Yeah.
you put it
It
in and
seemed like you'd get
had to
sick.
have a fan on my face,
Yeah.
But you got to train your brain.
Yeah.
There was a game kind of like Call of Duty, but you're literally moving through a lot of those games. You're kind of just looking around and doing stuff.
Yeah.
But some of the games actually move through space as
Yeah.
far as like your guy. And I remember standing up with the gun and I tried to move and I almost fell down like my brain because I'm moving in the game.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And
it
you're
was
bumping into
it
things or
was very
something.
strange. But yeah, no, I like them. Those are fun.
I want to try it. So there's a resolution for 2024. I
Yeah.
want to try a VR game, virtual
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah. Those are very cool. I gave my headset away to some people who needed it.
They needed
So
it.
they
Yeah.
needed, well, I was just some friends. So they had
I'm
some
just
kids.
kidding.
And I was like, I don't need to be doing this anymore. I had an alien game, which was pretty intense, and
Yeah.
my kids would love to like sneak up on me when I'm playing that.
Yeah.
It freaks you out when someone
Yeah.
touches you. You're already like tense.
Yeah.
There's a game that a company made called Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know if you heard it.
I've heard of it.
Based on Dungeons and Dragons. It had blown the video game world up. These guys nailed, basically they made the feeling of playing Dungeons and Dragons feel as real as you can in a video game.
Yeah.
Really, it's hard to express because when you play a tabletop game and you're rolling dice with your friends, it's way different than turning on a game and playing. You don't normally get the feeling. You might have the same kind of a story. But what they did is they put the dice in there, they put all the rule sets in there, and they basically remade what it would be like. And it's interesting because it's kind of screwed Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro, who own Dungeons and Dragons, because
Really?
they're wanting to make a virtual tabletop where like you and I would call in together and play on the virtual tabletop. Well, this game, basically Baldur's Gate that they licensed out to do this game, it basically has already done that.
Yeah.
And so Hasbro's really hurting financially. They're trying to find new revenue streams,
Okay.
and they've kind of screwed the pooch where they hired this company that made this game that's so perfect.
Right.
No one's going to play the thing they're trying to make
Right.
because the game already exists. Why would you
They're
do that?
they're their own greatest competition.
Yeah. So
Have you read anything this year that you enjoyed?
yeah, man, I don't know if I've mentioned it here. Red Rising, I think I have. My favorite
Yep.
book series of all time.
Yep.
Book 6 finally came out. Lightbringer is what it's called. I've got it. It's right over here somewhere.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
Yep.
Disappointing because we found out that there wasn't going to be 6 books. There's going to be 7 books, which
Yeah.
I didn't realize till I was about 80% done. I'm like, this is not closing up. Like,
Yeah.
more things happening.
Right.
The story was insane and great and horrible, and I hate it, and I loved
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But now I got to wait another, hopefully not too long for book 7. It took him forever to write book 6. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, Red Rising, man,
I know you've been selling that one for a while for
I
sure.
know, I love it. Well, he's got to quit writing them, and I'll quit
Yeah.
talking.
Hey, don't quit writing them. Just keep living in the world. Why stop?
He has to wrap it up. It's killing me.
Um,
How about
I've
you?
read a couple that I really liked this year. I read one, I think it was more toward the beginning of the year, but it was called Project Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Written by an author named Andy Weir. He's the author of The Martian. I don't know if you ever
Yep.
saw The
Uh-huh.
Martian, very famous movie. But anyways, he had a book out called Project Hail Mary, which I think they're also going to turn into a film. But really, really enjoyed it. Science fiction, but lots of fun. And then like in the nonfiction world, I read a book by Dave Grohl. It's sort of like it's called, I think, The Storyteller, and it's sort of him telling the story of his life in a way. And it's very interesting. I find Dave Grohl to be a really fascinating person in our culture.
He's a musician, yeah.
Yeah, he was the drummer for Nirvana, and he's the
Yeah.
lead singer for the Foo Fighters. So these two bands that are mega bands. I mean, Nirvana lives on, of course, almost like in martyrdom. And then you've got Foo Fighters now that are a stadium. There aren't many bands left that are playing rock music, much less selling out stadiums doing it. So it was just fascinating. He's a fascinating guy. I'd like to learn hearing his stories about his experiences pre-Nirvana, then with Nirvana, then post the death of Kurt Cobain, and then in the modern world. So just good stuff all the way around, really well written and fascinating. So I really enjoyed that as well. Yeah. So there you go. Books, TV shows, movies. I didn't say there was a movie called The Creator that came out this year. I thought that was really good. I watched it. It was about artificial intelligence, but it was a worthy watch. I thought, it felt really good about that one. Didn't see a lot of great movies this year though. Like not a lot stand out to me that were like, man, this was a great year for movies. I'm really excited. Next week on Friday, I'm heading out to see The Iron Claw with some friends from Ohio, and that's the true story. If you've seen it, the video, I'm sorry, if you've seen the trailer, there's like a family from Texas back in like the 70s or 80s that were big wrestling brothers, like WWF type
Oh
wrestling.
yeah.
But
Oh, that was.
yeah, exactly. The Von Erichs were they called, but
Oh
like
yeah.
real tragic family story though, and it
Yeah.
kind of focuses on it. It looks awesome. I'm really excited to see that. So we'll see how that goes.
There's a show on Roku, I think. Roku channel. I found it somewhere that it was by
Yeah.
accident one night called The Dark Side of the Ring. I'm not a huge wrestling fan. I
Yeah.
used to be
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
when I was a kid, obviously. My wife was like, no. Well, I mean, anyway, long story.
Right. Right.
I don't know. Have you seen Dark Side of the Ring?
It sounds really familiar.
It's a bunch of episodes about things like that. How yeah, I guess. Oh, you remember Miss Elizabeth, Randy the
Yes.
Macho
Oh,
Man's
yeah.
wife?
Huge
That was
crush.
ended up in a horrible story. She ended up dying.
Ended up
Lex
dying.
Lex Luger or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of that kind of stuff, like things that those people. I mean,
happened.
those guys are crazy. So
Yeah. It is.
um,
It's some of it's pretty tragic.
so one thing I wanted to mention on movies, because I couldn't find a lot of movies I loved either. I did look up a movie list, best top 10, and there's a bunch of different people's opinions, and then there's one that kept coming up: Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yes. Yes.
Have you seen it?
No, but it's on my list.
Okay, don't know anything about it. I'll have to look it up. It keeps coming up. So, one
You don't know
sad
anything
moment
about
this
it?
year in 2023, I had no more teenagers. A few
Oh,
months ago, my 19-year-old turned 20.
wow.
I have a 21, about to be 22, and a 20-year-old. So that was a
Yeah.
sad 2023 moment. Hey, before we're done, and I know we're coming up on being finished here. Do you have any sports moments you want to say? I thought that might be a thing, but I don't have anything I can think of.
Sports moments, I'll be honest with you, at the moment, I'm kind of just excited about being from Cleveland, Ohio. The Cleveland Browns are rarely worth talking about at the stage of the game.
Yeah,
Still in the mix. They're
doing
like
good.
one wild card team at the moment. There's still some games to play, but so my sports moment of 2023 is that I can still talk about the Browns in December. That's pretty rare in my life. So
Yeah, the Titans are trying to win back here.
yeah.
They were
in there.
winning, and I don't know. They're like 5-8, so they got to win out to probably get any kind of a playoff spot. But yeah, go Browns. I'm happy for you, man.
Yeah, go Browns. I'll take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, back for 1 second, you mentioned that Killers of the Flower Moon. You said you didn't know anything about it. You know that it's a Scorsese film. Did you know that with DiCaprio and
Okay, DiCaprio. So yeah, I've seen that advertised.
Hero?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like some sort of true story about, sort of like tale as old as time. I think we find oil on indigenous people's lands and we basically find a way to get them out of there. So, but it's supposed to be a pretty powerful story, and I'm definitely interested in checking it out for sure.
Very cool.
So,
All right, I got something for you real quick. We're gonna do some Christmas trivia. It's not gonna be too hard. Not gonna rack your brain.
I'm loving it.
But
Do it.
we'll put up like a minute. I'm gonna do like a minute
Do it.
thing.
We
Can
got
you
plenty of
can you
time,
do a
man.
minute thing while I read these?
Can I do a minute thing while you
I'll do
read
it. I'll do
this
it.
thing?
I'll do it. Hold on. Stopwatch timer. How do you do it? Timer.
No, you're doing fine.
All right. I'm gonna give you. Let's do 90 seconds. See how that goes. Maybe that's too long, but we're gonna try it.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how many you get. I
I'm
want to
excited.
go a minute, and maybe we'll add some extra. Because
All right. Is this just general Christmas trivia?
general Christmas. Ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on.
Are you ready? Which popular Christmas beverage is also called milk punch?
Eggnog.
What did the other reindeer not let Rudolph do because of his shiny red nose?
They wouldn't let more Rudolph join in any reindeer games.
How many ghosts show up in the Christmas Carol?
4.
Wow, good one. Where was baby Jesus born?
When or where?
Where?
In a manger in Bethlehem? What?
There you go, Bethlehem.
Yeah.
Miracle on 34th Street is based on a real life department store. What is it?
Macy's.
What are the two most popular names for Santa Claus?
Kris Kringle and Santa Claus.
No, there's another one.
Kris Kringle and Papa Noel. I don't know.
Yeah, Saint Nick.
Saint
Elvis
Nick.
isn't going to have a white Christmas. He's going to have a
Blue Christmas. Yeah.
What do people traditionally put on top of a Christmas tree?
Star. Angel.
Angel. Okay. In Home Alone, where are the McAllisters going on vacation when they leave Kevin behind?
Paris.
Hey, and how the Grinch? Oh, all right, I'm gonna give you a couple more. That was a good one.
We're over 6 minutes left, man. I like that. Come on,
How
throw
the
a
Grinch Stole Christmas. The Grinch was described in 3 words. What are they?
Sting, stank, stunk.
Nice. I'm gonna give you a couple more here. In which modern day country was Saint Nick born in?
I would say Holland. Where? I don't know where.
Turkey. Duh. I don't know that one.
Where was he? Say it again?
Turkey.
Turkey, huh?
Of course, everyone knows that. In the movie It's a Wonderful Life, what happened every time a bell rang?
An angel would get their wings.
Yeah. Which Hollywood actor played 6 different roles in the Polar Express?
Oh, that's Tom Hanks.
There you go.
Yep.
There's more, but we got, we whatever. Hey,
Yeah.
you know what Santa Claus's favorite kind of chips are?
I have no idea.
Crisp Pringles.
Oh,
Ah.
that was a salty joke right there, my friend.
Oh,
That was a good one.
my nephew tells dad jokes all the time. He's constantly telling dad jokes, but he's not a dad.
Yeah.
I consider that a real faux pas.
Yeah. As you
Took you a second.
zoosh right over the head. Right over the head. Hey, what are you looking forward to in 2024?
Well, I know the politics is going to get interesting. That
Well,
would be
hey,
boring.
that should be interesting. Yeah. Are you really looking forward to that though?
No. I'll leave politics out of it. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm going to continue training.
Yes.
Looking forward to training. I'm thinking about doing Worlds one more time, trying to give it one more shot.
Nice.
I'm a mid-level purple belt.
Yeah.
And I'm in the oldest class there is, so I should be able to beat some old farts at Worlds. I don't know.
Who knows, man?
I'm 0 for 2 right now, so I kind of got to redeem myself. I'd love to win one. I'd love to win a whole major, but at least win one round in a major. But I don't know. So that would be an interesting thing in 2024. How about you?
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to I've got a lot of things doing. First of all, I'm going to become a purple belt in 2024, and
Nice.
that's in an almost 8-year journey. So
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. I'm contemplating some career changes.
Awesome.
Maybe not necessarily a whole new career, but some tweaking within my world. And so I got a lot of things that are brewing, and it'll be interesting to see over the next maybe 2 or 3 months what happens there. So I'm excited about that. And then my wife and I are looking to do some travel. I really have never traveled outside of the country, with the exception of Canada.
Nice.
And we're contemplating a big trip this summer,
Oh.
maybe to Greece.
Wow, that'd be fun.
So anyway, those are some of the things that are on the horizon that I think I'm really excited about in
That's
2020.
awesome.
So yeah.
Hey,
But,
go ahead. Finish. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, in this podcast, I've got a lot of
Oh
new
yeah, this will be fun.
ideas, and I have topics that I would love to deep dive with you and some guests, where we can really kind of like go further than we've ever gone before. So I'm excited.
I wanted to look up like a good feel good story, and something happened just today, and I'll put the link out. Country music star steps in to pay woman's $250,000 court damages for using his likeness, a case he was unaware of. Luke Combs,
Yeah.
literally today, woke up. He said he woke up, went to the bathroom, saw a news thing about this woman who has congestive heart failure, who has been sued for $250,000 by one of his companies. He didn't even
Wow.
know about it. I guess they're supposed to only sue big corporations or international places that are using his likeness.
Wow.
So he's gonna cancel all that debt. I guess she's got some money locked up. He's gonna pay her double. We can do the link, but yeah, Luke seems to be a really cool dude.
Seems like a good dude for
Yeah.
sure.
That's a
Awesome.
good feel-good story.
That's a good feel-good story.
Yeah.
And I loved it. Isn't he the one that had the cover this year of Fast Car? Was that him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He
And
nailed
that
it.
blew that song up.
He
Big,
nailed it. I think he did great. I love
such
that.
a great song. To be honest with you, I would have said, please, no one cover it. It's like one of my favorite songs
Yeah.
ever. But I love his cover.
Yep. Yep. He did.
Really well done.
Got a
So,
great voice.
yeah.
So if people want to talk to us, get a hold of us, you now will be able to do it on the video. If you're watching this on YouTube, you know how to do that. But you can also email us, right, Jim?
You can email us at talkthepodcast mail@gmail.com. We'd love to
Or
hear what's that?
or feedback at
Or
talk.
feedback at talkthepodcast.com. Correct? Did I
Correct.
get that right?
I think so.
Fantastic. We want to hear from you guys. Give us some topics that you'd like to hear about in 2024.
Heck yeah.
Going to try to extend our reach this year and try to make sure that not only do we at least put an episode out every month, but I'd like to see that number rise and have more content fill your ears as we move forward in 2024. So
Tickle those
lots of really cool stuff. Thank you so much, guys, for being a part of our first year. Todd, thank you for taking this ride with me, man.
Yeah, man, it's been great. You're my bud, and it's been awesome. I thank everybody for listening, and yeah, we hope to do better for you next year and bring you more interesting stuff. We'll have some video for you to look at, and yeah, it's gonna be fun.
All right, but until then, for Talk the Podcast, I'm Jim.
I'm Todd.
And we'll catch you next time.